Hello and welcome back to Imitex Lawyers. In previous videos in this series, we have discussed part A1, A2, A3, part B. In today's video, we will discuss part C of this application, that is I589 application for asylum and withholding of removal. So this is paper filing. It is applicable to affirmative asylees, asylum seekers. Actually, asylees is a status which you acquire after granted asylum. So this is paper filing for people who are in defensive asylum. They have court hearing and they are unable to apply online. Actually, affirmative asylum seekers can apply online this form, and pattern is same, questions are same. You don't need to bother at all about online filing. So this paper filing is for defensive asylum actually, and for even for affirmative asylum seekers. So here is the question number 1. Have you, your spouse, your children, your parents or siblings ever applied to the US government for refugee status, asylum or withholding of removal? If you, your family, any family member applied to US government for refugee status, then you will check this box yes, and you have to write here in this box about what you have to write. Actually, you will have to write the decision and what happened to any status which you acquired after granted that application. After that, indicate whether or not you were included in parent spouse application. It's actually acquiring about your derivative status if you get by the application of your parents. If your parents applied for asylum and you were derivative in that application, then you will also include that information here in this box. If so, include your parents or spouse A number. If they had applied for asylum, withholding of removal or for refugee status, then they definitely have A number. You have to include that their A number, your spouse or your parents. If you have been denied asylum by an immigration judge or the Board of Immigration Appeals, describe any change in condition. It's actually asking if you have previously filed your asylum application and your application was denied and you are applying for the second time, then you should have changed circumstances. You should have changed your conditions or your own personal circumstances which have changed. You will mention all those things in this box. Actually, it is considered that you can apply asylum for one time. Here this section, question number 1, actually describes you can apply for second time if there are changed circumstances and if your personal circumstances are changed or your country condition has changed, then you can apply for the second time. So here is the question. I hope so I am clear with this. I'll repeat it again. If condition in your countries have changed and your personal condition has changed after denial of your first application, then you can apply it again. So here is the second question. After leaving the country from which you are claiming asylum, so it's about your homeland country, did you or your spouse or children who are now in the United States travel through or reside in any other country before entering the United States? For example, I live in Pakistan. I came to you can say that I came to Switzerland, I came to France. After that I traveled to USA, then I will definitely click here yes. If I go straight to the United States, then I will check this no. After that is, have you, your spouse, your children or other family members such as your parents or siblings ever applied for or received any lawful status in any country other than the one from which you are now claiming asylum? So if you get any lawful permanent status or lawful status in any country other than your country, then you will provide information here, otherwise you will check no. If it is yes, then to either or both question, to A to B, provide for each person the following: the name of each country. If, for example, for every family member you will write, if your brother gets nationality of France, then you will provide the name of a country, which is France, and the length of stay. Your brother, you will tell about how lengthy your brother stayed in the France. The person's status, you will provide the status of your brother while there in the France. The reason for leaving, why he left France, whether or not the person is entitled to return for lawful permanent residence purposes. If he can return to France, for example, actually it's you will tell about every family member's lawful status in any country. I am taking brother as an example. If your brother got lawful residence in France, then you will mention your brother, checking yes here, and you will write here, my brother got lawful residence in France, he left the country and he is entitled to return. If he is not, he is banned to return to France, then you will write same thing in this box. And whether the person applied for refugee status or for asylum while there. If your brother or other family member, as we are taking the example of my brother, then you will type here about refugee status or asylum if he applied there, and if not, why he or she did not do so. If your brother or family member did not apply asylum or refugee status in France, then why they don't do that, why they didn't do that actually. Hope so I am clear. I'll repeat question number 2b, which is about your family member. If they were in any country other than your homeland country and they were lawful resident of that country, you will provide the each and every detail of your that family member. Even about you, if you were in France and you got lawful residence and you return to your homeland country and you are unable to return to France and you came to USA, then you will check yes and provide details here why you are unable to return to France. Here is question number 3. Have you, your spouse or your children ever ordered, in assisted or otherwise participated in causing harm or suffering to any person because of his, her race, religion, nationality, membership in particular social group or belief in a particular political opinion? Hopefully the answer will be no, because in this question they are actually asking whether you were persecutor, actually you were by yourself persecutor. So the answer of this question should be no. After that is part C. After you left the country where you were harmed or fear harm, did you return to that country? In this question, if you hopefully it's no, and if it is yes, describe in detail circumstances of your visit. For example, the dates of the trips, the purposes. Even if it's multiple trips, then you will write multiple purposes of your trip to your homeland country. It's actually asking, have you returned to your country once you left because of fear of persecution? Okay. Question number 5. Are you filing this application more than 1 year after your last arrival in the United States? It's actually asking its eligibility. When you go to USA, you have to apply asylum within 1 year of your arrival in the United States. And if you are applying more than after 1 year, or you are taking time more than 1 year, then you will have to provide the details why are you unable to apply within why were you unable to apply within 1 year. So you will have to provide the information of those circumstances in which you didn't apply your asylum application. Question number 6. Have you, or hopefully the answer of this question should be no, because you should apply within first year. Have you or any member of your family included in this application ever committed any crime? If you or your family member included as a derivative asylee in this application ever committed any crime, they were arrested, charged, convicted or sentenced for any crime in the United States, including immigration law, then you will check yes and you will have to provide the whole details of that case. After that is part D, which is about your signatures. Here you will provide your complete name. Here you will provide your complete name in your native alphabets. As my native alphabet is Urdu, I will type here my name in Urdu. Did your spouse, parents or children assist you in completing this application? Yes or no? If they have helped you, then you will obviously check yes. Otherwise you will say that I have done this application by yourself, by myself. You actually you are actually claiming this, that I applied asylum by myself. So you will check here no. And if any member of your family assisted you, then you will check yes here and you will provide the name of that family member and relationship to that family member. Here you can provide two relationships, two persons who assisted you, and if they are more than two, then you will provide additional information on supplement B. Did someone other than your spouse, parent or children prepare this application? If someone else who is not your relative, then you will provide actually here in this question you will provide the information. If any person other than your relative assisted you in preparation of this application, then you will check here yes. Most probably it will be no if you are doing it by yourself. Asylum applicants may be represented by counsel. Have you been provided with a list of persons who may be available to assist you at little or no cost with your asylum claim? If a list was served to you about bona fide you can say that free of cost attorneys, then you will provide yes, otherwise you will say no. Here you will do signature after printing this application, and you will sign it by your hand. After that is your date, when did you prepare this application, or actually when did you sign this application. After that is part E, declaration of person preparing form if other than application. If I am preparing this application, I will do signatures here and put my complete name here, telephone number of mine, address of mine, apartment number, city, state, and zip code. These are all details of my preparer information actually. And if this was done by an attorney, then he will check this box and he will provide attorney state bar number and attorney or accredited represented uscis online account number. He will provide. You have nothing to do with this. You will write here not applicable, and you will not check this box as well. After that is part F, to be completed at asylum interview. Once you submitted this application, when you will go to interview, the interviewer actually will ask you to cross check the application. If there are some errors, you can correct them at the time of your interview. Otherwise you will have to sign this, that every information is this in this application is correct. After that is part G, to be completed at removal hearings. If you are referred to immigration court, then this part of the application will be completed at your hearing. After that is supplement A, which is about your spouse and children, and supplement B, if you want to provide any additional information about any question other than spouse and children's information, then you will use supplement B. Hope so this application is clear now. If you didn't watch previous lectures, you can watch those lectures to understand the whole application. You should follow this series to understand what asylum applications is and how to fill this application. If you have further questions, you can ask me. Actually, I am not fluent in English. I can speak English in a very conversational manner. That's why if you get any difficulty in understanding me, you can drop a comment. I will try to respond you. So thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we'll discuss required documents which you have to submit with this application. Even okay, we will discuss it later when we will discuss how to collect evidence and how to send them, how to attach those evidences with this application. So this is the asylum application. So I want to summarize it in 1 or 2 lines. If you are in the United States lawfully or unlawfully, and you are applying this application within 1 year of your arrival in the United States, then you are eligible to apply for asylum. Thank you so much for watching.